Are we live? We're live. We're live. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Marketing Qualified Rundown, your quick dive into the world of marketing news.
This is my favorite day of the week.
It is. Yeah, I know, right? I'm Nick, and I have, of course, with me the Swedish fish, Ann.
Thank you.
So, whether you're death scrolling, taking a quick break, or just need some fresh wisdom from two fun people like us, you come to the right spot. So,
yes.
Let's get into it. Today, Ann, we're talking about magnetism. Well, actually, magnets, and specifically lead magnets.
Lead magnet. Let's just be clear so everyone knows what that is. What is a lead magnet?
Fair enough, right? So there's a lot of different types of lead magnets, but in our world, in the B2B marketing world, a lead magnet, aka free content pieces, right? So it's material that is essentially created by a bunch of marketers to generate top of funnel opportunities, right? Now, there's lots of different types of magnets, lead magnets. And, I think we know that choosing the right one is probably one of the most important things you can do, right?
Yes. And just choose the important one. Don't do all of it at once. Just start with one. So let's run through a few examples and what they're good for. To start off, templates.
Those are good.
Those are good and super common, where you basically help someone with a specific problem. You map out exactly what should go into as far as the content.
Yeah, it's the cookie cutter way of, hey, I don't have to work too hard. You're gonna give me the process I need to follow, good value. But what's the problem with templates?
You have to fill it out. No one is doing it for you. You get the template, you get the framework, but you actually have to do it.
Yeah, it's a little bit like AI. It helps you, but it doesn't solve your problem for you. And the other issue with templates is sometimes the use case for what you're wanting to do doesn't exactly match. And then if you try to force feed it in, it's like you're, square peg round hole kind of thing. So, but template is one of the lead magnets that is good.
It is.
What's another? Obviously, one that we enjoy and use quite a bit are eBooks, right?
Yeah.
So by definition, ebook is, an electronic book about a specific topic that you can go deep on, right?
It's very good, very, very popular. But it's also could be too much content for a lot of people.
Especially if you have the attention span of a squirrel, right? Like, or fish or whatever it is.
Yeah, which we keep saying that the attention span is shrinking for a lot of people, but it's not saying that it's not worth it, because if you have something good to say, ebook is a really, really good asset and good for as a lead magnet.
Yeah, I think the challenge with especially B2B marketing now is that it's overused, right? Like there's so many. If you Googled ebooks, you would get probably 100 pages full of ebooks that you can download. So it is something that I think gets lost in the sauce, so to speak. So,
you know what frustrates me with ebooks is the spelling. Can we just be consistent and decide on how you're supposed to spell ebook? Because it is all over the place, and I don't think if there's a right or I don't know if there's a right or wrong here. It's just
little e, big B, big E, little b, space, hyphen. Yeah. All right, we digress. So back to the magnets. The other good lead magnet would be reports. Research reports, white papers, something that's got a little bit more proprietary information or data in it, right?
Thought leadership. Like this is
thought leadership. Yeah. I mean, obviously the people like Gartner, Deloitte, Accenture, McKinsey, all these people, like they do tons of research and white papers, but a lot of other companies, SaaS companies do this as well. And gives you a chance to really show how smart you are. Right. And a lot of times that helps build that thought leadership and the credibility in a space that maybe somebody's not familiar with you.
Yeah, it's definitely an authority piece. But this, similar like ebooks, people typically just kind of skim through them. You really got to hit the head on the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Nail on the head.
One of those things.
With the topic and the target for them to actually read a full-on report. But it's got
to be a strong magnet to stick to the nail. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. We have emails. No, sorry. That's not what we're going to say.
Webinars.
Webinars, that's what it's called. Webinars, they're not dead either. They still work.
They do work. They do work. And I think you get it just like, I mean, we're obviously live and not having interaction with our audience, but a webinar, you actually do get to interact with an audience. You get to see the question, or not. Well, sometimes you see, but you see and hear questions. So you really get that opportunity to engage with somebody versus not. I mean, they're definitely of value, but what's the problem with webinars these days?
I mean, people kind of zoom out. They're
no pun intended, right?
But I also, it's sometimes the problem, in my opinion, with webinars is that you put the wrong person in a webinar to present.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Not everybody has a face for video or a voice for video, right?
Face or personality. Like it's just, you need someone to be engaging and with this charismatic personality, or it's just, then people will zoom out and you won't keep them on.
It's tough. Yeah. And a lot of times I think people sign up. I mean, I do it myself. I sign up for a ton of things, but I don't actually show up because I know I'm going to get a replay later and be able to watch when I want to watch it. So, but again, still value.
I do the 2-second pause and speed up the talking.
Yeah, I do that. I like that because sometimes people talk way too slow. No. All right, we only have two more magnets to go that we think in this the toolbox of magnets. The next one is email or video series. So this is really things we obviously are big believers in, and this could be something that's a multi-touch approach, right? So because we know that people's attention spans are so short that maybe they need it multiple touch in different formats. Obviously why TikTok is so popular, because it's short bursts of information and you're able to scale it quickly, right?
Yeah. It can be hard though with these short form, because you really have to make sure that you stand out with like subject lines and descriptions, like anything that is that first capture of attention. You got to make sure that it's a rock solid or it's not going to work.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. There's a lot of competing attention, so to speak. All right. The last magnet is something that is rampant in I'd say the cybersecurity space, managed service providers and a lot of SaaS companies too, the free audit, right? Mm-hmm. That's where you're trying to really get access, get information to do an audit on whatever product service that the customer is trying to do. I think that's, there's value in that. And it obviously you can get direct feedback with the customer, but what's the problem? Especially if you're trying to do a lot of them.
I mean, this is time consuming. If it's a good audit and an actual legit audit, it's just not scalable.
It is not scalable. So, all right. So those are the magnets. Those are the magnets on the rundown for Marketing Qualified. So just we're going to 2 more topics, but did you see the news about Reddit? So Reddit, we're all big Reddit fans here at Marketing Qualified and Real Access, but obviously they had an IPO, and if you're not, hopefully you got in early. The stock right now, the price has gone up, and I think it's great. We're super happy for the Reddit team, and hopefully that they continue to grow, expand, and launch new products for us marketers.
I have a feeling we're going to talk about this again sometime.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
Let's just dive quickly into something fun that we mentioned in the newsletter today, the typical B2B website experience. I read these bullets. I'm like, yes, that's me. I feel that way. Like how you just overload your visitors when they land on your homepage, and you make them accept the cookies, and they need to like X away the chat bot and dismiss some browser requests for their location. It's frustrating.
It's annoying. It's annoying. It is so frustrating. And I think, a lot of times B2B marketers they forget that at the end of the day, we're all consumers too. And I mean, we got 9 steps here in this typical experience. And it's if you imagine your face, like your expression on your face as you go through each of these steps, and at the end of it, you're like, damn it. So now that great lead magnet that was there may not even get touched because you're pissed off at having to go through this experience.
Yes. So true. And of course, have to end with the fun part of the newsletter. I love this. I don't even know like how to. I can't iterate this. People just have to watch this. So if you're listening to this, you're just gonna.
You got to watch it. You got to watch it.
Yeah. But I think that's it for the week.
That's a wrap.
That wraps up this week's episode of our Marketing Qualified Rundown. A little bit longer than last week, but please join us again next week for the highlights of marketing in B2B. And don't forget to subscribe, marketingqualified.co. And we'll see you again next week.
See you next week. Happy Friday.